Welcome to the world of the Sundowners. A few days together in Paris, getting to know one another under the watchful eye of the Mona Lisa. Our endless summer begins in earnest in Barcelona. Camping in Europe is modern. It swings. It's a meeting place for the young of all nationalities. Perched high on the cliffs at Montserrat is an ancient Benedictine monastery. Richard, our courier, explains enough to send us off exploring or just absorbing. Guardi's Cathedral of the 12 Apostles. Crazy, eccentric, ecclesiastical architecture.
In the next stage, and the reason they've been tipped up is so that the silt will fall down into the neck. Something that's done all the way through this process is turbulence. They've got to be handled every day. Each cork is turned out.
Spain, where Don Quixote's idealism and the noble attitudes of the conquistadors live on. Spain is something different to each of us. We usually manage to seek out camps where we can get the best relief from the midday sun. Even if it is under a gum tree, as in much of Portugal. Portugal, a country of extremes which are reflected around the streets of Oporto. Centre for sherry export, where the people are as warm and affable as their port wine. Fishing villages like Sesimbra characterise coastal Portugal. A feature of the Sunseeker trip is the sampling of local foods in places such as this. The Portuguese also fight the bull, but not to the death. Muslims still need to prove themselves. Despite the impact of progress, Morocco remains unchanged. The prodigious variety of races, incredible landscapes, and fascinating age-old customs, a hot sun, and isolated, unspoiled beaches. The souk in the Medina of Marrakesh is the meeting point of every tribe, every culture, every ancient craft in the land. Water carriers mingle with storytellers, vendors of almond, henna, pigeon with cinnamon, couscous, and mint tea.
Like Tom, you got a chameleon. Yeah, he's like he bought you. He's got his tonsils right in his throat. Look at his tonsils are in his throat.
Plate healers, letter writers, wood carvers all vie for business. And a shady deal is set up. Meanwhile, back at the camp,
I hope your mum's not with her when she opens it.
we push on over the Atlas Mountains through a barren, harsh landscape. That is, until you come upon an oasis. Lush and life-giving. Through this romantic oasis, we enter a wild ravine, Todra Gorge. Breakfast is served Berber style. Today, we set off in search of the Sahara Desert. Mesquite Oasis, a haven from heat, grit and glare. Life is a tranquil and carefree affair. The palace gates at Fez, overlooking the ancient Medina. A guide is necessary through the maze of alleys in the Medina, though to find the leather tannery area, we suggest you just follow your nose. We head east into the rising sun, through Algeria, camping wherever we find a likely spot, and making the most of the Mediterranean coast through to Tunis. Carthage and all that's left of the Roman conquerors. Fair is youth and free of sorrow, yet how soon its joy we bury. Let who would be now be merry, sure is no one of tomorrow.
It's like that.
Into Italy and up to our armpits in pizza.
It's not getting any better, it's getting worse.
No, it is getting worse.
Put on the list.
The lizard, a prehistoric survivor of evolution. Pompeii, an archaeological survivor of the eruption of Mount Vesuvius 19 centuries ago, plunging its citizens into an eternal sleep.
Okay, we've got a pretty full day this morning. We'll be going in, first of all, to the area around the Colosseum and the Roman Forum, the Victor Emmanuel II Monument and the Capitoline Hill. You'll be having a look at the Roman baths and the San Sebastian catacombs. We might be able to catch in the Trevi Fountain, the Pantheon, and possibly the Cappuccino Chapel. That's the one that's got a whole lot of human bones and all the rest in it.
Can you buy coffee there?
With the wish to travel being fulfilled, it's time to throw another coin into the Trevi Fountain. The Ponte Vecchio Bridge can be seen from where we camp in Florence, a beautiful, snug city. Full of culture, cathedrals, and Michelangelo. To gaze at his David fills one with the awe that only a true masterpiece can inspire. Our girls felt inclined to help the tower at Pisa. Onward to the south of France, Monaco, Nice, Antibes, Cannes, and their harbours. So that's how the other half live. We swing with the Swiss into yet another unforgettable night. After making friends with the resident St. Bernard, we head up to the top of the Jungfraujoch in the Swiss Alps. We feel we're standing on top of the world, and that at least we've seen some of it.